Over the last 2 years, I went from charging $35 for a haircut to now charging $100 per haircut, and this completely changed my entire barber business. When I was only charging $30 a cut, it felt like a job that I just could not quit. I felt like I was a slave to my chair, cutting 10 to 12 hours per day, cutting clients who don't really value my work, just to find out I'm only making $4K a month. Now, I actually feel like an entrepreneur. I'm working with higher quality people who really value my services. I work less and make twice as much, giving me the opportunity to spend time with those that I love. Matter of fact, I just took my girl on a 14-day trip to Italy and we had a blast. And not once did I have to worry about money for the excursions, for dinner, or for whatever. If you're a barber that has not been able to comfortably scale your prices and you still feel like you're stuck in the rat race and you're barely scraping by and you're being treated as a commodity instead of the premium service that you are, then you need to watch this entire video because I'm gonna show you how to finally make the money that you deserve cutting hair. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down into 3 different sections: how to prepare for your price raise, what to do during your price raise, and how to absolutely dominate at your new price point. So if you're serious about scaling your barber business over 6 figures a year and doing so without burnout, I built a one-on-one coaching system and I'll walk you down step by step how to scale your business. From posting viral content to client retention to building your brand, I have it all for you. So click the link below and DM me Scale on Instagram and I'll personally see if you're a good fit for the program. All right, so the first section of this video is preparing for a price raise. Now what you need to understand is you gotta prepare for the dip. So what's the dip, right? So when you raise your prices, it's normal that some people will leave just because it's far from their price range. So when clients leave, don't panic, that's normal. Focus on the clients that you currently have. Those are your true loyal clients. And remember that fewer clients paying more is actually progress. So cutting less heads is not failure. It actually gives you more time to focus on the back end side of the business so that you can focus on growing and creating more content and getting new clients through social media. And then once you get booked out again after this new price point, you can literally rinse and repeat. So along with clients leaving, your income might also dip temporarily. So what I recommend is at least save 3 months of living expenses just as a very soft cushion so that you can continue to scale confidently as you're rebuilding this new price point. So right before your price raise, you want to make sure that you're building good financial habits. So basically just be disciplined with your money. Like, I know you're getting booked out, but just don't go buy a car right now because your head got big. Just wait. Think of it as delayed gratification. So when raising your prices, it's important to understand your target market audience with each price raise because each price point attracts different clientele. Like for example, for the $30 to $45 a haircut price point, you're gonna attract a general crowd. This is the average market base price all around the United States right now. So you'll really attract everybody. And mostly you'll attract like kids, college students, and even senior citizens at this price point. And generally, because you have such a big pool of clients who are willing to pay that, sometimes these are the cheaper end clients and they're the ones who don't necessarily value your time. Your average tip will probably be like $5, which is great. Tips are great, but just saying. Now at $50 to $75 a haircut, you're gonna expect a higher quality type of clients. These are clients who probably seen you on social media and they come in and they already trust you. These people actually value your time. And the average tip here is gonna be like 10 to 15 bucks. Now at $100 per haircut, now you're in a premium lane. These clients saw your price point on your website and they still decided to book with you. So if that's not trust, I don't know what is. Now these types of clients expect excellence, exclusivity, and premium service. And the average tip for this type of client is gonna be like $20, $25. And sometimes these people will bless you and just go up $200 and they'll end up tipping the whole bill. So when you're about to raise your prices, you wanna be aware and open to all possibilities of barbering. So that means you need to drop your limiting beliefs. And some of those is like, man, I live in a small town, the population is so small here, I can't get booked out at $100 per cut. That's way too much. Instead, you can shift your thinking into, there are 8 billion people in this world. If I just keep posting, all I need to attract is at least 160 people every month paying $100 a cut with an average tip of 25 bucks. You're guaranteed 100K plus per year. So while preparing for your price raise, you wanna think abundantly. So here's some affirmations you could tell yourself to get yourself prepped for this price raise. You know, people are willing to spend money on me. Money is attracted to me. People see the value in my work. People are willing to drive hours just to get a haircut with me because my skills are that good. I invest in my environment and my craft because I genuinely care about my clients. High-paying clients are attracted to me. And some scarcity mindset affirmations you want to avoid is that, oh, I'm in a small town, nobody's gonna pay me. Or if I raise my prices, I'll lose all my clients. Or people will think I'm greedy. Or getting a private studio is just too expensive, so I'll just stay at my barbershop and rely on walk-ins. Another thing that you want to do to prepare to raise your prices is track your numbers. Track the amount of cuts you do every week and how many people are new clients and how many people will rebook that have booked in the past. Remember that everything you track always improves. And the thing about tracking your numbers is that you can actually see trends, upward trends, and in these high-paying trends, you can see what content did I post around this time, and you can literally see what you'll double down on. So how you want to announce your price raise is just basically come from a place of gratitude and excitement rather than trying to prove yourself. Instead of saying, oh,
I deserve this $100 price raise. I've been cutting this amount of years. I'm super talented. I invest in my craft.
like, nobody want to hear all that. Just say, hey, my prices are going from $75 to $100. Thank you for everything. I appreciate everyone who's ever sat in my chair. If you've liked, commented, or even followed me, I'm so grateful for you to get me to where this point is. I'm very excited for my future, and yeah, let's get this bread. Something like that, you know, very simple. So since implementing this strategy, everything that I'm talking about, I've helped my private client Luis double his income. He went from charging $75 to $100 just in 3 months. And he did all of that without losing a single loyal client. My boy literally went from making $5,000 in the month of September to making $10,000 in the month of October. Why? Because he knew how to fill his bucket and plug the holes. So the second part of this video is what to expect during a price raise. So some metrics to watch before raising your price is that you should be around 80% of your calendar booked out. And see, when you raise your price, you already know that some clients will drop off, but eventually you'll keep building your business back on. And once you get back to 80% booked, it's time for another price raise. And here's how to recognize when you're ready for a price raise. You know, after you've been working all these long shifts because you're getting busier and busier, your body's gonna really feel it. You'll feel it in your feet, your back, your neck, your arms, your shoulders, your wrists. You might even come home super tired without any energy to do anything else. And you might find that you're so busy that you don't even have time to make content anymore. And so after you raise your price, here's how to get more clients coming back in. All you need to do is post more content. Literally every video that you post is an advertisement for your haircut. And when you're doing this, you want to build a solid system of making content. And the best advice I could give you for being consistent with content is hire an editor to do all the work for you while you cut hair. All you have to do is record, and also hire a mentor that'll teach you everything about content, because content is your #1 funnel. And don't get all big-headed. You also want to know how to keep and maintain your loyal customers. Consistency is everything. Don't get lazy just because this guy's a regular and I'm just gonna cut him like how I used to forever. What you want to do is keep that same energy with everybody as if it's their first time sitting in your chair. You want to always perform your very best. Another thing you can do is follow up with people who haven't booked in a long time. It's easy. You just really got to check in on them. Like, hey, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. And then you could pick it up from there. And a really solid tip I could give you to really maximize your bookings, especially during a price raise, is after you cut somebody's hair, right after you finish and take the cape off, book their next haircut. Be like, hey, so how often do you usually get haircuts? Because I have availability in the next 3 weeks. I have Friday at 11 a.m. And then boom, it's locked in. Shake hands, see you next Friday at 11 a.m. And also, you really just want to be a good friend to these people. You want to build such deep relationships that these clients value you deeply. Like, you want to stay in touch with them. You know, if they're having a baby shower, send them a gift to their registry. You know, show them love, because clients show you love. And when you give out blessings, the blessings just come back tenfold, I promise you. And another way to keep your schedule full after a price raise is literally post easily on your story just a showcase video of a haircut saying, book now, tap this link to book your appointment. Simple. And you can also create a channel on Instagram and title it Rice Cuts Schedule Updates, or whatever your barber name is. And then you post that on your story, and now people join the channel, and you can literally say, hey, I have available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just like a group text, but you can remove replies so that people aren't getting spammed, and only you can make the post in that group chat. But it's actually a channel. And finally, I'm gonna teach you how to absolutely dominate your new price point. And this is really all just fundamentals, but you really wanna upgrade your experience, right? So that means having a clean station, a clean studio, make sure that your room smells good, it's refreshing, the air is on, and maybe you have some waters or beers in the fridge that people can drink, you know, while they're waiting or while they're getting their haircut. So just remember that people are paying for how you make them feel, also on top of the actual cut itself. But people pay based on emotions, for real. The next thing that you actually want to do is build exclusivity. Remember that the goal is not to cut everybody's hair, but the goal is to have everybody want to get a haircut from you. So that's what separates premium barbers from the average barbers. So after you raise your price, it's very important to keep tracking all these new clients and make sure that they're coming back. And if not, maybe why didn't they come back? And now, since you have a little bit more time, since some of your clients dipped out, make sure you want to be actually studying some content and really investing time, effort, and energy, and even resources into the content that you're producing, because content is gonna fill your books up. Make sure that your numbers per video is at least steady rising, that you're building momentum and not staying stagnant. If you're staying stagnant, that means there's a problem there. Maybe it's a problem in the hook, in the lack of call to action in your videos. Maybe your angles are wrong, the lighting is bad. There's many reasons why content doesn't go well. And that's why it's also very important to have a mentor to be able to teach you every little minute detail, because there's a lot of moving pieces in content. And another really effective thing to retain clients who booked with you is to really remember the small things, right? If they told you a big win, one haircut, and then they come back in 2 weeks, try to remember that. Be like, hey man, like, how's the new job going? Like, it's crazy, you know, people feel connected when you care. So some commonly asked questions about raising prices is, how often should I raise my price? To be honest, my answer is, don't even worry about the next 2 price raises. Focus on the one that you're at right now. How can you get from $30 to $50? And that's really the answer I can give you. But if you want a more general answer, I would say somewhere around 3 to 6 months, depending on your demand. And your demand better be increasing. If it's not, don't even think about the next price raise. So another frequently asked question is, what if clients complain about my new price? And my answer to that is just stay confident, stand your ground, because your value and your work speaks for itself. And honestly, that type of noise shouldn't even bother you, because you should be having an abundance of new clients giving you way better energy than that complaining low vibrational state. Keep that away from you. And another question that you might be asking is, if you're working in a barbershop, should you go into a private studio? And that's really what you value, you know. If you find that your clients are cool with being in a barbershop setting where, you know, everyone's talking, it's a social setting, it's more of a community, then stick to that. But if you want to make content and really nice content, I highly suggest you get a studio, because now you have a room and there's not a lot of noise. You can make nice ASMR content, or at least content where you can hear the voices, right? Sometimes if you're recording a consultation in the barbershop, in the background, you're gonna hear people arguing about who's the GOAT on basketball, right? And you're trying to film some content, and it's not their fault. That's what the barbershop is for. But that's why I would recommend getting a barber studio. So yeah, that's basically it. I've taught you how to prepare for a price raise, what to do during a price raise, and how to absolutely dominate once you raise your prices. If you saw any value from this video, go ahead and subscribe and give me a like, and comment down below what kind of content you want to see me doing next. Thank you for watching.